It's Shiva Asar Tammuz, the day they broke the walls of Yerushalayim, leading to the Churban Beis HaMikdash 3 weeks later on Tisha B'Av. The Yerushalmi in the first parak in Yuma says, Kol dar shaloi nivna Beis HaMikdash ki'ilu hu achrivai. In every generation that the Beis HaMikdash is not rebuilt, it is as if that generation destroyed it. The question is, what's our responsibility? What exactly do we do? Where do we start? What do we have to fix? The truth is that this question they had at the time of the Churban. The Gemara in the Dharm, Daf Pei Aleph Amud Aleph, brings the pasuk in Yirmiyah that asks, Al me'av da'aretz, why was the Beis HaMikdash destroyed? And the Gemara continues, Davar zeh shalu l'chachamim, they asked this question to the Chachamim, and they asked it to the Nevi'im, and according to one Girsa, they asked it to the Malachim, v'loi pirshuha, and nobody knew the answer. Until HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself answered it, like the pasuk in Yirmiyah says, Vayimaen Hashem malazom es teirasi shalei beruchu b'Torah tchila. The Ran brings Rabbi who explains that Klal Yisrael was doing everything right. They were learning Torah. They were keeping the Torah. The Aveira was, they were missing a certain chshivas, a certain appreciation for Torah, a chet so small and so subtle that even the greatest people in that generation didn't recognize it. Only HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Rabbi Yaina says, who knows ma'makeh halev, who knows what's doing in the depths of everyone's heart, HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to reveal it. Every year after Tisha B'Av, at the beginning of Ben Azmanim, the Rosh Hashiva Rabbi Zashach Zechrein Levracha would give the opening shmuz to the Yarchei Kala in front of hundreds of Bnei Torah in the Panovizhi Yeshiva. In Tavshim Mem Ches, Rav Shach quoted this Gemara in the Dharm, and he asked the obvious kasha. If Chachamim did not know which Aveira caused the Churban, and the Nevi'im didn't know which Aveira caused the Churban, and even the Malachim couldn't identify which Aveira caused the Churban, so what's the taina on Klal Yisrael? How could Klal Yisrael be expected to recognize what no one else did, and why did Hashem bring the Churban? Rav Shach continued, and he said that when he understood the answer to this question, it felt as if the walls were trembling. And Rav Shach explained, when it comes to what's doing in a person's heart, his struggles, your weaknesses, your chesroinus, your nisyonis, where you have to change, the greatest people don't know. Chachamim don't know. Nevi'im don't know. Malachim don't know. But you know where your weaknesses are. You know where your struggles are. You know what you have to change. You know where you have to improve. And you know exactly what Hashem wants from you. Therefore, it was a tremendous time on Klal Yisrael. Every individual knew where the chasar was, where the chet was, where he had to improve. And because they didn't improve, therefore, the time on Klal Yisrael was so overwhelming that HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought the Churban Beis HaMikdash. But the emes is, it's a beferish sefarnai. The pasuk in Parashas Nitzavim says, Ki ha-mitzvah hazois, and the Ramban says it's going on the mitzvah of tshuva. Lo nifleisi mimcha v'lo yerchaykehi, lo b'shamayim hi leimor miyal alon ha'shamayim, v'lo meivel hayam hi. The Sephardi explains, Lo b'shamayim hi, you don't have to go to Shamayim to ask Nevi'im where you have to improve. V'lo meivel hayam hi, you don't have to go across the oceans to ask the Chachamim what you have to correct. When it comes to knowing what's in your heart, you know, and you know what nobody else knows. Everybody asks themselves, where do I start? How do I change? What do I have to focus on? What does the Torah want from me? Don't look anywhere else. You know, and all you need is the honesty to recognize your chesroinus and the gvura, the courage to change it, and then we'll be zeicha to the Binyan Beis HaMikdash.